What's good people, it's JayCactus, welcome to the channel. In this video I'm going to be breaking down a drill and grime influenced beat. It's a little bit different to the past few ones that I've done, but hopefully you can take some techniques from it. And if you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and also download the royalty-free loop kit that I've posted in the description. But let's get straight into it. Alright, so for this beat I'm going to be working in the key of E minor, and as you can see I've already got it highlighted in the piano roll. So I'm going to start by playing some chords. It's a bit of a weird instrument I'm using. It's like a Glock piano. Yeah, I'm going to start with some tight chords like this. Something like that. And then maybe some higher notes as well. Right, so I'm going to copy this across, randomize the velocity. I've also just brought some of the notes a little bit longer so it's not so on grid. I'm also going to copy that pattern into this bell sound that I've got. Might bring the piano an octave down. Yeah, there we go. I also copied it into this sim sound that I had, but took out the top notes. So together this sounds like, it's just a nice underlayer. It's making it sound a lot wider now. And then the last sound I've copied into is this synth. And then for the bells I've added halftime just to switch it up a bit. Now we've got a bit of a bounce. I think for the snare I'll keep it like a drill pattern. Go. And then I wanted to throw in this perk to act as a bit of a clap, but not on every snare. So maybe on the second one, like that. And then for the hi-hats, I'm actually using 3 different ones. So I've got one here, one there, one here. I'm going to have this one as the main one, just with a standard drill pattern, but then I'm going to switch it up. And then for the second hi-hat, I'm gonna get a bit of a bounce going. And for these, I've brought the velocity down as well. And then, so I'm gonna come back to the last hi-hat because I wanna get a kick in there. Yeah, so something like this. So I've just gone in there and changed a few notes, quantized it. And then for the 808, I want the root notes in there. I'm actually going to turn these up. Shorten that. I'm going to shorten some of these and add some slides. Alright, so I skipped out the 808 process just because I kept on going back to it and changing things, but this is what I came up with. So I wanted them classic drill slides, but I didn't want to go too crazy with them. And then with the last hi-hat, I just want to enhance some of the kicks, so maybe this one. And then there. I'm also going to throw in this perk. Just so. And then with the cymbal, it's basically a crash, so I just want this here. Chant as well. Alright, so I'm quickly going to mix it, arrange it, and then I'll show you what I'll come up with. Alright, so as you can see, I've mixed and arranged everything. I've got 3 hooks, 2 verses, intro and outro. I didn't really add anything else, but I switched up some of the patterns. So for example, with this here, this is like the second half of the hook. It was weird because with this sound, when I held the note, it was kind of short, but if I tapped it, I don't know, I like the sound of it, it dragged on. So that's why I made some of the notes short and cut some others out. And then for the intro, I've only got the Glock piano playing. And this is a nice little trick just to switch things up a little bit. So instead of just having the intro and then all of a sudden the chorus comes in with all of your drums, have the drums come in a little bit early because people don't really expect it. So listen to this. JayCactus. You wouldn't really expect that snare to hit then. Again, I've just taken the drums out in the second half of the hook, apart from the 808. Switched up the kick a little bit here. Just matching the melody. So right here for the verse, even though there's quite a few drums going, it's still perfect for a rapper to get on because there's so much space. And then with the pad for the second half, I've brought it up an octave. Same chords. So when you bring things up an octave, it gets higher, it just adds a bit of energy. It's an easy way to switch things up. I took the bass out here just as a little bit of a bridge just before the hook. And then everything back in. Set for the piano. I've only kept the piano, like the little block piano for the intro. And then I wanted to switch up the second verse. So I had the block piano play at the beginning, similar to the intro. So this just switches things up a bit. Now we've got the hi-hats coming in with the snare. And then back to the verse. And then that just repeats like the first verse did. For the mixing, I won't go into too much detail. It's basically just leveling, some panning with some of the perks and hi-hats, EQing just to take out some lows, and just a few highs so it's not so harsh. The keys, just some lows on one frequency that I didn't like. The pad was nothing on the pad. The synth again was just some lows. And then for the rest of it, just the kick sidechain to the 808, nothing on the snare. The perk just had some lows taken out. A lot of the time I'm just taking out some lows just to save room for the 808 and just to make it a bit more clean and less muddy. And then what I like to do is use my reverb and delay on auxiliary sends. So instead of having them directly on the channel, I can send anything I want to these reverb and delays now, so I don't have to add the plugin every single time. So for example, you can see on the keys, I've just brought the reverb up about 30%. And then if I wanted to, I could go on my snare, link it, and again, just about 30%. That just keeps things consistent, because then if you add in reverb to multiple instruments, you're keeping that same environment because it's the same plugin, the same settings, and you're blending it in with 100% of the dry signal, which means that you're not pushing things to the background. You're still getting that hard-hitting snare, but then you're getting the reverb on top of it. So I hope you're feeling this beat. It's a little bit different to the previous drill ones that I've been doing. To me, it sounds a bit more grime than it does drill, but it's definitely got some drill influence in there with the 808s and the snare and hi-hat pattern. But yeah, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping another video on Tuesday. I'm doing 2 videos a week at the moment, but I'm gonna try it up it to 3. I wanna keep growing this channel, so yeah, I appreciate all the support. And again, the link to the free loop kit is in the description below, so cook up some heat with that. If you do, then shout me on Instagram, drop me a DM and I'll promote the beat for you. I'll give you some feedback. And if you've got any questions in general about mixing, producing, then feel free to shout me. My Instagram is just at JayCactus Music, so feel free to reach me on there.